Okay, so for this next exercise, you're gonna come up into standing. Now again, this is another one of those exercises from the human infrastructure class. This one is the one that was Ian inspired. And so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna set up, and you can play with your hip width, okay? I'm not gonna be super fussy about this. I know you're gonna see a lot of people on the internet being like, your feet need to be exactly here, and you need to be here, and you need to do this, and this is the exact joint angle you need. We're just not, okay? And for various reasons that I won't get into because I want to keep this video short. However, what you're going to do is we're going to find a stance that feels good for you, and you're going to kind of experiment with that to feel out what feels best for you. We're going to sit back into our hips. So I don't want you squatting. I want you to actually just keep a slight bend in your knees and then just send your hips back for me. So we're going to hinge our way into those hips, and you're going to send your butt back in space. Once you're there and you've got, okay, got my butt back in space, we're gonna do that hip shifting drill that we did with Chris in the one video in there in the human infrastructure section, but we're gonna change a couple things. So I'm gonna have you shift your hips over to the left side, okay? My right foot's gonna stay on the ground for now. I actually wanna think about pushing through my right arch to find myself over into this left side. And I want you to try and make sure that your weight is actually centered over this leg, okay? So that's the main thing I want you to think about. And when you get centered over that leg, if you do a really good job of it and you kept your hips back in space, without letting your hips come forward, you should actually feel a bit of a stretch in your left hip. So you're creating space there. You're sliding into the outer limits or the outer corners of that hip. And you're gonna see if you can actually reach your opposite arm down towards your left big toe. And you can even bring your left arm back a little bit. I like to think of this like skating. So again, hockey player in me kind of comes out on this one. If I'm thinking full stride or you've got your stick out in front and your arms are giving her, right? You'll kind of find yourself in a similar position. Now, when you're here, I want you to test for me. I want you to just center yourself over that leg, which is a hard thing to do and requires you to make space in that hip. And it requires you to get your pelvis moving after we just worked on what we worked on. If you're doing a good job of that, you should find that you can lift this leg off the ground and hold it, or just have it come off the ground without falling in one direction or the other. If when you lift that foot, you fall one way or the other way, that tells you your weight hasn't fully centered. So you want to find center, and then that'll kind of help you figure out where you want that foot in space as well. Okay, so you can kind of tinker with what feels best for you. And then we're going to shift you back over to the right side. So you're going to kind of press through your left arch, push yourself over to your right side, and go, okay, can I get myself centered over this leg? Now your right leg. You can reach towards that big toe, draw your other arm back, and go, okay, can I lift that leg up and center myself there? And you're gonna feel your butt cheek working there. So I like that just for getting some hip abductors involved in what's happening too. It's another one that's weak for a lot of people. Plus, it's great for going, okay, am I actually centered here? It's your tell, because if you're not, when that foot comes off, you're gonna fall over. Now we're gonna come back to the other side. We're gonna speed it up a little bit. Hopefully you've kind of found your center on each side here. Center yourself on the left. Right leg's gonna come up, hold. And then come back the other way. Center yourself on the right. Left foot comes up, hold. Place it down. Come back to the right. Now don't rush it here. Lift that foot up, hold. Make sure you're not just falling back into it. Place it back down with intention. Find yourself fully centered on your right leg. Lift that left foot up, hold. Feel your left glutes. Ooh. Come back over to the right. Reach towards that left big toe. Lift that right foot up, hold. Place it down. Back to the left. Center yourself. Lift it up, hold. Here we go. Back to the right. We're going to speed it up a little bit for these last few reps. Okay, right foot comes up, hold, place it down. Over to the right, left foot comes up, hold, place it down. Over to the left, right foot comes up, right foot goes down. Over to the right, left foot comes up, pause, back down, one more each way. Over to the left, right foot up, hello right butt cheek. Back over to the right, left foot up, hello left butt cheek. And there's a little bit of a different play on your hip shifting drill.